today is really a special day. It's the last day in the month of February. It is the last edition of The Conversation this week. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to The Conversation here on Lagos Television. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning, everyone. It is a special day. We have 3 women on set this morning.
Well, most Fridays we usually do.
Okay,
Fridays,
that's true. Most Fridays we usually do.
We usually do. So
we're sitting together today.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's one show. There's one show on the program today. So everything will be happening here on the set today. All our conversations will be here. So you can see we're full ground. Gidigba this morning.
Is it right to say Akueku?
You know, we greet you differently. So we can, I mean, we can decide to adopt that. So I mean,
Akueku,
Akubogwe, you know, so many things happening left, right, and center. So Aku Miranda, Aku Obasa.
Akwano,
Ramadan, you know. Just like, you know, I think days ago, I think it was yesterday, Yoruba Day was trending on the X platform. And, you know, it brought out the language, the beauty of the Yoruba language. I know Adebimpe is like, Adebimpe is in I left. I wish I was actually here last week.
I have left the WhatsApp group.
to have dragged you out of that shell. But again, okay. So before again we go on to take our news point. Oh, Joy, we forgot. Sorry.
Good morning and welcome to The Conversation. I am Joy Olu.
Joy, it was Adebimpe that actually made it look like we had started the show when she started with the Aku Bugbe. Okay, before we go on to our news points for today, let's quickly celebrate one of our very own. You know, if you are in the broadcast industry generally and you do not know that name, and then it means that you are either a gen what, a no gen, or you do not even understand, you know, the history of television in Nigeria. Of course, days ago, I think it was on Wednesday when she breathed her last. Of course, we are commiserating with the family of Chief Mrs. Anike Agbaje Williams. Of course, she passed away on Wednesday, the 26th of February, at the age of 88. Come on. You know.
And she was a beauty.
Yes. You know, she was once, she actually ran for a pageant. In her early days, she was Miss Something, you know. Yeah, she was the first, and of course, she was the first face to appear on WNTV. Yeah, I know she contested for a beauty pageant. Okay, so of course, we commiserate with her family and we pray for the repose of our soul. So many people, of course. The likes of our big mentor here, Bimbo Oloyede, would always reference Anike Agbaje Williams, and most also of the NTA newscasters also always referred to her and her prowess when it comes to presentation, newscasting, and broadcasting generally. So she's one name that we cannot afford to forget in the industry.
This woman is someone I've always admired. You know, she, like you said, every ace broadcaster will always refer to her, especially women. And they said, you know, she has, you know, like about 2 firsts. You mentioned one, and the other one was she was the first. Okay, that's it. The first face to appear on the first on the first television station in the whole of Africa.
Yes, I think that was how she got her pseudonym, Double First. Double First. Okay, of course, may her gentle soul rest in peace. All right, so we thought to start on that note this morning before we take our news points for today. Let's begin with our news points. The first one this morning: NLC shelves protest as subscribers welcome 35% tariff hike. Please, who are the subscribers?
Did they ask me? Did they ask me?
Okay. The Nigerian Labour Congress has shelved its planned protest scheduled for March 1, 2025 after reaching an agreement with the federal government on a 35% increase in telecom tariffs. NLC's decision was welcomed by the National Association of Telecoms Subscribers on Thursday as the group called for better relief measures for telcos. On January 20, 2025, the Nigerian Communications Commission announced a 50% hike in telecommunications tariff, the first major adjustment in over a decade. Telecom operators grappling with rising operational costs due to inflation and currency depreciation had initially proposed a 100% increase before the government intervened. Multiple insider sources at the NLC told newsmen that negotiations between the union and the federal government resulted in a compromise, lowering the initially proposed 50% increase to 35%. A 10-member committee was formed to deliberate and finalize the agreement. When asked if this means the protest schedule for March 1 will be shelved, it was said that should be obvious. So very, very obvious. So that's the thrust of the story anyway, and the fact that, you know, we joked about the
subscribers.
But NATCOMS, well, is an association for telecom subscribers. So whether we like it or not, we all are part of NATCOMS. So I guess whether or not we agreed, we were already complying anyway, because I know that my last subscription was 7.5, and it used to be 5.5 for 20 gig.
20 gig.
So, but now that it's 35%, perhaps the next subscription would be cheaper, or should be cheaper if they comply. So tomorrow, no more protests. That's the thrust of it. So let us live with the 35% as it goes.
All this, you know, tariff hike, like from one to the other, from the telecoms,
the electricity.
we're talking about, I'm going to talk about the electricity, and, you know, government, you know, there was this story Ajibola read yesterday, you know, and they said, Mr. President said, you know, prices of food, prices of commodities, everything is coming down. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, Nigerians are happy. I was like, which location in this country are we getting that report from? You know, it's like,
no.
Is it a prophecy?
Is it? No. He said it at the neck meeting, remember?
Maybe the people at the neck.
For them.
Maybe those that attended the neck. Maybe it's them that the sky is blue and roses are red, violet. Because if, honestly, I really don't know. And like this week, I know that we've repeated this, especially on Monday when we spoke about the economy. We said, yes, on paper, things are looking good. But let's also say how these things can translate to the general public, to everybody, so that now Ramadan is just in a few days. And as of Monday, the price of pepper was already getting to a no-go area. So it means that there's just something. So as much as we also always blame government, there's also that a need to also begin to prick our consciences. Because sometimes also we deliberately we are wicked to ourselves.
And to exploit one another.
As people, we just exploit one another, and we have this attitude of, well, maybe you don't have a choice. You will buy.
You will buy.
But it will get to a time that people will actually have choices. And if they don't have to eat certain things, or if they don't have to do certain things.
Are we not already making those choices? We are.
Because look at what happened again yesterday with Dangote bringing down the price of fuel again. Second time.
Of Ramadan.
Yeah, second time in the month. And we're still not seeing it, you know, it's not reflecting.
So that is where again we'll come back to ourselves. So if you're not buying fuel cheaper, why won't you reduce the transport fare?
It was the first reason why you're increasing prices of
stock
the stock in the vehicle.
In the vehicle.
It was the one they bought before they reduced.
We are our own problem.
Okay, well, let's continue with the next story. Electricity business owners, CSOs, kick as federal government plans another tariff hike. Small business owners and civil society organizations, NGOs, have said there is no justification for the proposed further hike in electricity tariffs following disclosure by the federal government yesterday that it is considering increasing tariffs for customers outside the Band A category to improve the liquidity of the Nigerian electricity supply industry. Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, who disclosed this at the public presentation of the National Integrated Electricity Policy and Nigeria Integrated Resource Plan in Abuja, said government can no longer afford the 3 trillion naira power sector subsidy. He pointed out that the debt-owed power generation companies, GenCos, had risen to 4 trillion naira and is unsustainable. According to Adelabu, the key issue in the market is illiquidity and sector reforms. They'll continue to focus on that and they'll look at the tariff again. He said he's not saying that we're going to increase the tariff. We're going to look at the tariff and see how we can improve on our modest achievement of last year, not only to ensure that we grow the sector revenue, but to also ensure that we are able to invest more in revamping dilapidated infrastructure so that infrastructure carries a kind of it
cannot be all of us in Band that we suffer now.
I can't go on. What is
so
what is all
this
this English?
Those that are not in Band, so from Band B downwards, if you increase it, what are we? We are still Band B.
Yes, now you are still in Band B, but you get more hours of supply.
And then you pay more.
Can we go back to where we were?
No.
Band B?
Can we go back to where we were bandless?
Now we have become bandits. Because if we are paying so much, where are we getting the money from?
I don't understand. I really don't understand. You know, sometimes government is in the habit of doing certain things and they themselves cannot justify why they're doing what they are doing.
Look at all the excuses.
You would wonder, so why exactly are you doing this? Is it not best that you leave us all bandless, allow us to enjoy electricity and pay? Because the moment you start doing your Band A, Band B, now you want to now deliberately now say that, okay, because Band A people are paying so Band B and C is too must pay that. What if you don't get the hours that you're being promised?
I think this labeling of bands is a problem. It's a problem. Why you labeling
electricity
as you use?
And then which was what it used to be. It is what you, if you like, buy 2,000 naira electricity. When it finishes, you go and buy either fuel or you put on lantern.
So that is how we use our phones.
Abi, if you don't have subscription.
So why are you putting us all under Band A, Band B that is eventually now causing trouble for you? Trouble was sleeping, It's you people that went to wake it. Now that the gbege will come, carry it on your head. Because even it is, you can't even justify what you're doing. I don't understand. Joy, let's take your story so that we don't have a dig talking about all this
tariff hike.
Okay. We will survive. Lagos Assembly crisis. Obasa Miranda claims speakership. The crisis rocking the Lagos State House of Assembly took a new dimension yesterday as the ousted Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, made a dramatic return and presided over a plenary session with only 4 lawmakers in attendance. But the remaining 36 lawmakers insisted that Obasa is gone, saying their loyalty remains with Mojisola Miranda. This development came despite the suit filed by Obasa against his removal on January 13. Obasa, a 6-time lawmaker representing Agege Constituency 1, was removed for alleged gross misconduct and abuse of office on January 13, 2025, while Miranda, representing Apapa Constituency 1, was elected as Speaker. A development that has since polarized the Assembly and the leadership of the All Progressives Congress in Lagos State, the country home of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Miranda has been under pressure to vacate the office following President Tinubu's alleged displeasure with the removal of Obasa. The flurry of activities over the festering crisis in the 40-member Legislative House culminated in the return of Obasa amidst opposition by majority of the lawmakers. News broke early Thursday that Miranda's security details had been withdrawn while those of Obasa were restored, paving the way for his return. However, before the end of yesterday, the security aids of Miranda were restored. Moments after, Obasa stormed the assembly with heavy security, with hundreds of his supporters stationed around the premises of the house, singing and dancing to celebrate the return of their principal. He then presided over plenary with only 4 lawmakers after security operatives reportedly forced open the chamber doors to allow Obasa and his supporters access.
This is a case of what's an opposite. Lagos and Rivers.
That was what came to here we were.
What's an opposite?
Here we were the other time saying that the governor presented a budget to 4 lawmakers, and the budget stood. Now we saw what was needless in Lagos yesterday. The number one thing for me about what happened yesterday will be the fact that I think it is high time we stop dragging our security institutions into political issues. The police yesterday had no business withdrawing the security operatives stationed to the House of Assembly and to Mojisola Miranda. And then after many hours, you now said you were auditing. Auditing arms, auditing staff. On the day that you knew that someone else whose security detail had been withdrawn before were given back, and he came into the assembly. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't sit well. And then it might seem like it's okay. It might seem like the powers, now it's a case of who you know. But, and I remember that there was a time, I think when all of this started, Adebimpe asked a question at that time that where is the executive in all of this? And right now, it looks like we'll begin to call for the presidency and the executive. Where are they in all of this? Though there is separation of powers, though all of the 3 arms of government are independent, but again, their activities are interwoven. If we do not have a smooth assembly, then the executive too will not sit well. If the executive is not sitting well, the legislature will also not sit well. So now, the last time we heard, the House was on recess. And then suddenly the House sat yesterday with 5 members. With 5 members. And the majority, the others are saying, we do not recognize Obasa. So they need to sit tight and sit tight fast. Because again, we've been so lucky in Lagos and we've been enjoying political peace. Let us not scatter it.
Okay, what happened yesterday, my takeaway from it is Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, he kept on saying one thing, that he was removed or impeached, whichever one you choose to use, illegally. I've been waiting for him to talk about the illegality of his removal.
Is that because he was not there?
Because, yes, because he was not there.
He was on vacation.
Do you have to be, and lawyers, did he have to be there? To be removed, to be impeached?
Well,
what are you saying?
I think majority of, I think again, they are divided. There's a division here. While some say that it necessarily did not have to be there before he was removed, others said he should have been there before a motion was moved for his removal or for his probe. But then the other side are also still saying that they abided by the House rules. And they could also prove that what they did was right by the House rules. And so, because again, it is beginning to look like majority does not carry the day anymore.
In Nigeria as a whole, yes. This is another instance.
Another instance.
This is another instance.
If 2036 if 4
can supersede 36.
Okay. Oh.
Questions in mathematics I was taught in school.
No. You were taught arithmetic. You were not taught mathematics. But definitely the end is not yet here on this particular case. And we do understand that, you know, the picture of Mojisola Miranda is currently being taken down from her office. And of course, so many things happening that, you know, until we find... maybe the APC, leadership of the APC also coming out to address this issue.
But the meeting that was held...
It was not open. Was it an open meeting?
It wasn't.
Were you
What's
there?
the result?
They said we heard. We were not at the meeting. You were not present.
So APC leadership needs to come out and tell us what exactly is going on. And that's what also the lawmakers said yesterday, that they were told to maintain peace. So why is this happening if they were told to maintain peace? So this is the time for the party to actually come out and let us know what exactly the position of the party is on this case. Mr. Producer, are we safe? Okay, let's quickly head to the X platform this morning to take a look at one of the many trending stories on that platform this morning. Okay, so today we have so many things are actually trending on the X platform this morning, but you know how Ramadan is always is always welcomed with a lot of pomp and pageantry. And so here we are again, Ramadan 2025.
Tomorrow.
Can you see?
Well, again, so we cannot say it is tomorrow.
We can't
because
say.
You know how it is, where we would always for the sighting of the moon before the commencement of Ramadan. So, of course, since yesterday, you know, those assigned with the responsibility of sighting the moon have been on the lookout. And all things being equal, if the moon is not sighted tonight, it means that tomorrow.
We are just postponing.
But you know how it is. If it's not sighted tonight, then that means that Sunday will be the first day of Ramadan. And so, but if it is sighted tonight, and you know how it is, we'll always wait for the Grand Imam in Nigeria, that's talking about the Sultan of Sokoto, to say that yes, the moon has been sighted. And you know they usually have an advantage enough to sight the moon first. So let's all be on the watch out, and then whatever it is, be it tomorrow, be it Sunday, of course, get ready for the holy month of Ramadan. And some have said, you know, it is not a time to pause all those bad things that you used to do. It is a time of renewal.
Funny enough, people enjoy. Do you know, for some reason, I did not sleep early because I kept on checking my phone.
You were waiting that.
I decided the moon. You know,
so you want to start like you're ready.
My mind is prepared for it because in the last two years I was caught unaware. So I just woke up to it and the fast had started. So.
Well, whatever it is, at least I knew that definitely we could not have started today. It's either tomorrow or Sunday. So either of the two, I can be ready from tonight. I was not ready yesterday.
Now we'll go up.
Shebi, it is available for Joy. See, this matter is not a matter. It was not expressly stated that you must. It is just sunnah. It is just okay if it is available, and then okay, because in Saudi these things are readily available, and they are not that expensive,
and they hardly even buy because a lot of people give it. You know,
they give. So if watermelon, pineapple, fruit, if they're too expensive for you, I beg leave
and drink water.
I'm drinking water.
Drink water. Drink pap. And
pap gone. It's not cheaper.
Well, see. Just do anything that works for you. The most important thing is whatever it is that you have at iftar, eat. And then that's it. Remember, the season is all about sharing, all about giving. So it is not eating to a pulp.
Yeah,
and it is not a jeju. So whatever it is that you have and whatever you can share, please go ahead to share. If you also have so much and you can afford to buy fruits for people, it's okay. But please, if you don't have, maintain with what you have and do things within your pockets. Islam has not asked you to go and borrow, beg and steal to fast. So let us do all of these things in moderation. Right, those are our news point as well as our hashtag for today. We will take a quick break, and when we return, our first conversation will be here.